To get the culture right, you have to work in or work with culture that suits you. That's fundamental to your happiness and your effectiveness. You also must work in a culture that is effective in producing great outcomes, because if you don't, you won't get the psychic and material rewards that keep you motivated. In this section on culture, I will share my thoughts on how to match your culture to your needs, and I will explain the type of culture that I wanted and that has worked as well for me, an idea meritocracy. In chapter 1, I explain what an idea meritocracy looks like, and I explore why radical truth and radical transparency are essential for it to work well. Being radically truthful and radically transparent are probably the most difficult principles to internalize, because they are so different from what most people are used to. Because this way of being is frequently misunderstood, I tried especially hard to be crystal clear in conveying why we operate this way and how it works in practice. In chapter 2, we will turn our attention to why and how to build a culture that fosters meaningful relationships. Besides being rewarding themselves, meaningful relationships enable the radical truth and transparency that allow us to hold each other accountable for producing excellence. I believe that great cultures, like great people, recognize that making mistakes is part of the process of learning, and that continuous learning is what allows an organization to evolve successfully over time. In chapter 3, we'll explore the principles for doing that well. Of course, an idea meritocracy is based on the belief that pulling people's thinking together and stress testing it produces better outcomes than when people keep their disparate thoughts in their own heads. Chapter 4 contains principles for getting in sync well. Knowing how to have thoughtful disagreements is key. Idea meritocracies carefully weigh the merits of its members' opinions. Since many opinions are bad and virtually everyone is confident that theirs are good, the process of being able to sort through them well is important to understand. Chapter 5 explains our system for believability-weighted decision-making. Since disagreements sometimes remain even after decisions are made, one also needs principles for resolving them that are clearly communicated, consistently adhered to, and universally recognized as fair. I go over these in chapter 6. Make your idea meritocracy work in a way that suits you. While all of what you have read here may seem challenging and complicated in practice, if you believe as I do that there is no better way to make decisions than to have believable people open-mindedly and assertively surface, explore, and resolve their differences, then you will figure out what it takes to operate that way. If an idea meritocracy doesn't work well, the fault doesn't lie in the concept. It lies in the people not valuing it enough to make sure that it works. If you take nothing else away from this book, you owe it to yourself to see what it's like to experience an idea meritocracy. If it makes sense to you, I hope you will take the plunge. It won't take long for you to understand what a radical difference it will make to your work and your relationships. To have an idea meritocracy, 1, put your honest thoughts on the table. 2, have thoughtful disagreement. 3, abide by agreed upon ways of getting past disagreement.